What's going on, everybody? Yeah, so really quick, just in case you haven't heard, I just heard about it today, and there was a PSA that was released yesterday on 7/11, July 11th. It says New York City's government released a video instructing New Yorkers what to do if the city comes under nuclear attack. And the news is saying, there's nothing to be, they're warning you about something that's potentially dangerous, but it's not potentially dangerous. That's what she said. It's potentially dangerous, but it's not. That's exactly what she said.
It is 5:14. Welcome back from crime to COVID. New Yorkers have had a lot to worry about lately. Now city officials want you to prepare for another potential danger, even though it is not actually a potential danger. And I'm talking nuclear attack.
Does that make any sense to you or doesn't? So, um, yeah. I wouldn't say it's creepy. I'm definitely like on high alert a little bit because, um, I'm just on high alert. Like in all my years that I've been on this planet, I've never seen anything like this. I think in the 1960s, I want to say the 1960s for sure, they had released the PSA for a nuclear weapon. What else I think it's weird about it is that if something was to happen directly in New York City, no matter what the size of a nuclear weapon is, there are just some people, like depending on where it lands, that are just gonna die instantly. So I'm just like, I hate to even say that out loud, but that is, I guess maybe the PSA were for people who weren't, like right on it. It didn't land right on them because, according to my research, like most people, die instantly when something like this happens. And then they have the radius where people will experience third-degree burns further away from the hit. But like most things that you see, like unless you're underground or you can get to the center of a building where it's most coveted, you may not, and even with that, you may not survive if you're not careful. Definitely, there's a lot of videos that you can check out that show you how to prepare for something like this. I just think it's really strange that they released something like this yesterday. Let's get into one of these stories. It says, Washington Times, all right? It's never the wrong time to be prepared for anything, including a nuclear attack. It says that was the thinking behind New York City's Emergency Management Department in a new public service announcement it released on Monday. The 90-second clip starts off by showing a desolate New York City with sirens going off in the background. And the woman says in the beginning, which I think is strange, she says, "So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit. Okay, so what do we do?" And she goes into, saying to stay inside. But if you really just analyze that first few sentences, it's very weird. It's almost like foreshadowing. It's just really weird. If you're preparing somebody for an attack, you would speak in a particular tense, more along the lines like, if there's a attack, this is what we can do. This is speaking as if it has happened. This is what is strange about it to me. So there's been a nuclear attack, speaking like it's happened already. And then she says, don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit. This is strange language to me for a preparedness, PSA. Now it goes on to say, while the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring in or near New York City is very low, it says that the likelihood, now when I checked for PSA, nuclear PSA 2022, I couldn't pull up anything but New York. So it's not like there's other cities doing this that the media is covering, right? New York City is the only city covering it as far as, the first few pages on the web browser are showing. If you see other cities doing this, please let me know. But as of 2022, nuclear PSA surge says New York City is doing it solo. But then it says, contradictively, while the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring in or near NYC is very low. So why the quote PSA? Is this a PSA? Do you think this is a PSA? Something that says, so there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know the big one has hit. Does that sound like a PSA to you? Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, everything I've been looking at shows that it would this bomb's supposedly vaporized. Now, I will say this. On a brighter side, there's only been reportedly, aside from nuclear testing, there's only been I want to say it's Hiroshima, or the one in, Nagasaki. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry, but I believe that's exactly how it's pronounced. That one time is the only time reportedly that a nuclear bomb has actually went off on civilians or on land and has been used. Reportedly, that's the only time. I want to say those 2 times. I want to say it was World War II. I'm not like a super historian, but I'm, just going off my memory. But honestly, this is really strange, and what really gets me is that opening sentence. So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. And it's being played over and over again, and it's just concerning. Words are powerful. So, I have no advice to give. I just recommend that people always be prepared. I think it is better to be safe than sorry, and just know that if something like that happens, there's a lot of evidence that shows that there's really no chance of surviving it. So I think based on that type of information, it would be very easy to make a decision on what you would do. But it's just really strange that it says that there's such a very low chance of it happening after it tells you, just know that the big one has hit. It's just contradictive. Very strange. Is it fear mongering? Let me know what you guys think about it.